There are hundreds of thousands of products just like this pair of pants that we can buy for $10 and sell on Amazon for way more than we bought. In this case, $39, which leaves us with a profit of $15 according to SellerAmp. So in this video, I'm revealing specific examples of profitable products that I found to sell in my Amazon store so that you can replicate the exact same results. I'm going to show you why each item I bought ended up being profitable and why it was a good idea. And I'm going to show you some very similar products that a lot of new Amazon sellers might have fallen for, but really would have been a trap that cost you a ton of money. So whether you're a beginner Amazon seller or a pro, this video is going to be great. You're going to see lots of examples and you're going to learn some lessons that I had to learn the hard way and cost me a bunch of money, right? So let's jump back into the computer and I'll kind of explain the first thing that I want to share with you, right? So obviously we looked at this pair of pants here. You can see that it's not the fastest selling product in the world. It sells 30 times a month. That's worth it to me when I can make 150% return on investment here. But I want to show you a quick example of something that might trip up a lot of new Amazon sellers. And that is looking at a very similar listing, right? So we can see this pair of pants here, very similar listing. Maybe it sells, maybe it doesn't. But the reason why I want to caution you when it comes to starting to find products on Amazon is let's take a look at the Keepa chart right here, right? So down here, I can see that there is a lot of interest in people actually buying this specific version of this pair of pants. There was 8 sellers for a while and then it gradually sold out and now there's only like 1 or 2 sellers at a time left on this listing. Now the price is at $40, right? Compare that to this listing and you can see that the price is basically always hung out at a price where in this case, we're not even super profitable. It's more just an example to show you when you're looking at listings, especially listings with different variations, go ahead and check and make sure that number one, people have been making sales on this listing. So I can see the new selling count is definitely decreasing here. I can also take a little bit of a further look and check out the data offers tab on Keepa. This shows me people's exact prices and stock counts over time. So I can see lots of evidence that people actually were on this listing and sold out. If I compare that to this listing, I can really not see too much examples of sales happening at all. This right here is the stock history chart. It's a little bit high level. Hopefully that's helpful if you're new to the game though. But hopefully that makes sense and you kind of know what to look for when it comes to looking at products with variations. So let's just go ahead and look at a couple more examples of winning items, right? So I want to start, let's just go ahead and look at a different clothing item, for example, right? Here's a hoodie. We can buy it on the Gap brand website for $12. See the size medium is in stock there. And then the same product over here on Amazon, got a nice consistent history of selling for that $35 price range. You can see new seller count is increasing, but you can see it went down to 2, back to 4, back down to 2. So you see how it's slowly increasing here. So there are more sellers on this listing, but I hope you can kind of see the difference of that pair of pants, or it might not be a good idea. This one where it should be a pretty good idea because we can see lots of new offers basically coming on and selling out, coming on and selling out. And we don't even have to stop there, right? So let's get a little bit fancier with it. This item in particular right here, we can make this item even better by basically adding some margin boosting activities to this. So number one, we can go to cardbear.com and then we can also buy a Gap gift card, right? So let's go ahead and check that out. See, right today we can get, up to 16% off. I like buying a lot of mine from GCX and I'm just going to show you that as an example here. So basically what we can do is now that we know that this product is profitable, we know that $12 is profitable. Let's make it even better though, right? And to do that, I'm going to go in here to GCX. I'm going to filter discount high to low. And then I can see right here. So perfect. I can buy $100 gift cards for $85 basically, right? So I can immediately give myself another 14% off on this item. I can go back over here. We were paying $12 for it. Now we have 14% off. So I'm going to do times 0.86, basically simple math, just to minus the 100% price basically. Now we're paying $10.32 and now we're over doubling our money with very little extra work, right? Instead of just punching in our credit card number at checkout, now we're just going to have the gift card numbers here that it's going to get nicely emailed to us. I can go in there and buy lots of profitable items at a much more discounted price than before, right? So no reason not to make these items even better than they already are here in this case with a little bit of discounted money, but we don't need to stop there either, right? So we can also buy, if this is like kind of overwhelming to look online, all that kind of stuff, I'm going to show you guys exactly how I source these products. We're going to try to find a profitable product together at the end of this video. But before we do that, I want to show you something that I found at my local, basically Ross, right? I found this Gyarados toy. It was sitting on the shelf here. We'll just quickly cut to me finding it. So you can see I scanned this product in the store. It had a price sticker at $40, sells for $125 on Amazon. This actually looks like the price has gone up since I bought it too. I remember picking it up. It was selling for $113 in the store. So now I'm actually making $50 profit selling this item. So you don't even have to look online, right? There's profits sitting in your local retail stores. There's profits sitting online. And this was also a really good example of something that I want to show you so you don't fall into a trap, right? Because when it comes to this exact item, when I look at these SellerAmp charts here, I can see see that Amazon has actually sold this item a lot, right? And if you're a new Amazon seller, you might have heard before that you're not really supposed to sell products that Amazon is also selling. They do tend to hog all the sales. It's kind of their platform, but that's not always true. And it especially wasn't true in this case. And I was able to make some money on this where other people might skip it just because Amazon was on the listing, right? So what I'm looking at is the buy box analysis tab on SellerAmp. And I can see, even though Amazon has been on this listing quite a bit, I can see this orange highlighting is all the time in the last 3 months that they've been on this listing here. But even though they've been on it a bunch, they've only had about 20% of the sales, right? So there's still plenty of sales for small third-party sellers like you and I to be able to go in here and make some sales, right? And you can even kind of mouse over some of these different sellers that are making sales. So you can see right there, 6 feedback, 38 feedback. These are really small companies, right? 5,000 feedback, so a little bit bigger, right? So just be on the lookout for that. If Amazon's on a listing, it's not always kind of something you have to avoid, but I want to show you something where it would be something you have to avoid, right? So checking this item out, you can see Amazon's been on this listing a lot. The difference here though, is you can see Amazon has 100% of the sales. Maybe this random storefront here snuck in and got like a sale 9 weeks ago or something like that. We can see they made a sale 9 weeks ago. Besides that lucky 9 weeks ago, Amazon has had 100% of the sales on this listing. So this would be something you need to avoid, right? So we've looked at a little bit of traps so far. So avoid those super slow selling variations, avoid products that Amazon is all over. And let's jump on to another profitable item though. So here's an example of like a cosmetics item, just like this random, nail product. I was buying this for $8.09 after a 20% coupon that we can use today. And then the same exact product on Amazon is $18.90. So plugging in $8.09 right there, we're making $4 profit per unit. And I'll also add another note to this. If we check out these down here, I'm going to go ahead and expand this so you can see I'm also including miscellaneous fee. So for me, that's going to be sales tax. So if you're worried about all these extra costs that you might have to pay, you think I'm not including them, I am. So in this case, sales tax about 5%. I'm including that. Let's say 10 cents for this individual unit's cost of a poly bag or a box, that kind of thing, because it's going to be shared with a lot of other items down in that box. And I'll show you guys a little bit about how kind of shipping and all that good stuff works. Here we can also see I'm including shipping, super light products. So I usually pay about 60 cents per pound to ship to Amazon. So in this case, I'm estimating literally 2 cents. So it'd be awesome for able to pay 2 cents in shipping on this. I would expect that to be pretty reasonable, right? We can also see this sells over 50 times a month. A lot of people tend to stay around the 200K range as far as best sellers rank goes. Basically, you want to be in the top 200,000 best selling items in that category. But for me, usually if I see that 50 sales a month or 30 sales a month or so, I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on that. Especially here in this case, there's no reason not to spend $8 to make $4. Just go ahead and place an order of 10 of those, 20 of those, however many you're comfortable with, kind of see how fast it sells. And then if it does really well for you, you can always buy a bunch more items, right? Kind of all about placing those test orders in the early days. And when it comes to JCPenney, I'm pretty sure we can also get some more discounted money there, just so you guys can see how powerful this is. Yeah, so if we search JCPenney on Cardbear, see GCX potentially has 11% off for us. Let's make sure that this is actually an online gift card though. Sometimes they are in store. So yeah, usually it would tell me if it was an in-store gift card. So I can buy a $500 gift card for $450. Really simple. I don't like buying these tiny, sometimes it'd be like $25 gift cards. I don't really like messing with that. Somebody's got over 1,000 $25 gift cards there. That's crazy. But in this case, that $500 gift card, I would definitely check that out. And we can make this even better now, right? So just another one of those things. Show you guys how important this is. We can get another 10% off here. And now instead of $4 profit a unit, bang, we're making $5 profit a unit, right? There's no reason not to kind of be increasing our margins on stuff like that. Let's look at another profitable item together. This is selling for $8.80. It's actually my alma mater, Woo Pig, if any of you guys are Razorback fans as well. Unfortunately, not a great year for us, but we can still have a good year making some profit selling this on Amazon, right? So this sells for $23 on Amazon. You can see it makes us $4.35 profit per unit. And I wanted to show you this because it's a good example of something that definitely tripped me up in the early days. And the reason why is this item is actually buy box suppressed. So if you look at this listing, you'll notice how there's no button that says like add to cart. So like if I'm looking at this, obviously it makes it really simple for a customer to come in here, click that button, buy from you. Your name basically rotates through here. If you're DC sales or your XYZ company, and as long as your price is good and you have good shipping speeds using FBA or good FBM shipping speeds, you're going to be nicely rotating through this buy box. And now a lot of people think that you can't actually sell items that don't have a buy box. The only thing that really changes though is that you need to go ahead and as a buyer, you just click view all buying options, and then you can see all of the different sellers that are offering that listing. So typically a lot of those sales are going to start going to the seller that is the lowest price and the fastest shipping speed. You can see here we are counting on selling it for $23. Basically, yeah, so the highest one, so maybe we can even increase our price a little bit, right? So the lowest price right now is $24.77. See, they have 10 of those in stock right now. Maybe we wait for them to sell out and we can sell them for $32. That'd always be great. So yeah, let's check that out. So it's even better than it was when I was scouting this out a few minutes ago. And to make sure that we know that this actually sells, we can check out the data offers tab on Keepa. Go ahead and click include historical. See lots of proof right there that even even though the price was like 33 bucks all through December and all that through there, you can see their stock count was decreasing one by one. So you see them actually making sales on this listing. That'd be nice and profitable for us as well. So if this is 33 bucks, I'd be all over that kind of item. Right now, our worst case scenario basically is selling it for a $5 profit. See, this seller was also making some sales right around the $33 range. So that stock count been nicely decreasing over time. Don't think that you're seeing every single sale on the Keep Offers tab. There is ways to hide your stock on this page right here. So just because you don't see anything happening here doesn't necessarily mean it's not selling at all, or you're seeing every single sale that's going on the offers tab, but it is a really good kind of gauge to know whether or not it's selling, right? Again, I can see lots of sellers were hopping on, selling out, all that kind of stuff, right? So there's lots of evidence on this listing that it is actually selling. And if you compare that to a similar item, even though this one has a buy box, kind of a different hat on this listing, if we check out the data offers tab, include historical, you can see maybe like 1 or 2 sales here in the last like several months. So I don't know about you, I don't really want to sell stuff that I'm selling like 1 a month of. It'd have to be a crazy good item, crazy high profit, something like that. So I'm not really too interested in that. You can see the new offer count also hasn't really changed at all. So it doesn't really show me that the item really sells too much. So that'd be kind of what you'd want to avoid, right? So even though in this case, this one does have the buy box, it's got that add to cart button, this Razorback hat is actually a little bit better because we can see lots of evidence that people are actually interested in this. And we can go ahead and check something out like that, right? So now that we've kind of looked at some profitable items together, let's jump in and try to find one more winning product kind of live. I'll show you the whole sourcing process here. Then we'll also go ahead and talk about how we can get these products kind of shipped off to Amazon as fast as possible. So let's jump in here. I'm going to typically start by reverse sourcing a seller that is relatively new, maybe has a couple feedback. They just tend to be the easiest to figure out where they are buying products. And it's all based on the fact that we know that they're probably buying it from name brand big websites. They're probably going to have some other stuff in these storefronts on SellerAmp that would be good for us to buy from other websites, right? So pretty simple principle, but I kind of that was something that I kind of realized years and years ago before there was really any information on YouTube about this kind of stuff was, hey, let me just like take a look at the successful sellers, see what they're selling. And that was a really big eye opener, right? And so now we have awesome tools like SellerAmp where we can see all the different brands that people are selling, the different categories, how many different products they have. And we can also see, based on the maximum cost or the current price on this listing, what is the price that I actually need to buy this item for me to make a profit. So in this case, if I can buy this video game for $8.20, I'll be making some money. In this case, that seems a little bit too cheap for me. And that's kind of the sourcing muscle that you'll develop is, what prices are reasonable? When am I actually going to be able to find an item for a certain cost? And when should I keep scrolling? And this one's a little bit more interesting. You can see it's basically the same video game, different platform. We can get it for 19 bucks or so. We'll be making some money. So I'm going to go ahead and search for the product on Google and I'll open the Amazon page there. So Walmart has them so that's the Xbox version. We have the PS5 version. So these stores have it for 20. So it's honestly pretty close here. Let's see. So right now, 20 bucks, not quite enough profit. So 21% ROI. So I also do want to quickly check and see if we can get this from Walmart here, just because I noticed that the Xbox version was there. Let's see. Is this the same thing? PlayStation 5. I'm curious why there's no like case art or anything on that. I'm just really interested because if we can get a little bit of a discount with a gift card here, I can probably make this profitable. So let's see. GCX, 8% discount. Let's see how reasonable that is. Okay, those are actually nice and big gift cards. That's pretty good rate for Walmart, to be honest. So if we can get 8% back on this, let's kind of see if that changes our math at all. So times 0.92, and it actually does, right? So this is now buying with that discounted gift card. It's a $6 profit. So you can immediately see how powerful that is, just kind of baking in a little bit of bonus money on that. I think maybe it's kind of slowing down recently. So you see on the sales rank here, where it really went super deep during Christmas season, makes total sense that probably some parents bought this for their kids for Christmas or something like that. Now the sales are definitely slowing down. So I want to try to find a better example of an item, but that's just kind of like right off the bat. The second item in the store was so let's see how cheap these shirts are here. So the 2-pack, we need it for like $6.50. Initially, I'm seeing these for $7 as a 1-pack. So probably not too much money to be made there. Let's see. So these we need for 13 bucks and like 12 bucks or so. What I actually am going to do here is search this image with Google Lens, because that's potentially going to find it on the brand's website immediately. I could see lots of different like kind of random underwear here, that kind of thing. Let's see. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to find this here. And that Google image search is really useful though. If you're trying to find like different websites where you might be able to buy something, let's try it on these Croc charms here. I see this like the Crocs Minions pack or something like that. So sweet. We can see how useful that is right there. I'm able to see lots of different sources where I can actually buy this Minions giblets or whatever they call them here. Let's see. So these are actually 11 bucks. We can order these shipped to us. What was our max cost again? I think it was a little bit higher than that. Yeah, so we need to get these for $10.07, but let's dig in and see if these could be worth checking out at all. So yeah, we can buy those for 11 bucks, and that's actually showing me 23 bucks as the buy box. box when I open this listing. Yeah, this is kind of interesting. So you can see there's lots of sales jumping up to this higher price point of like 23 bucks. What happens if we do sell it for 20? It's not quite as profitable as I'd like. 23 bucks is definitely interesting though. Let's see, Kids Foot Locker. We can probably find a little bit of a discount here. So Kids Foot Locker, seems like Foot Locker was 15%. Maybe those gift cards work on both stores. That could be something to check there. Let's see, a lot of small values here. We can get 4% in some of these bigger values here. So does 4% make the difference for us? Let's see, 11 bucks times 0.96. And then worst case, we're selling this for 19. Or as 20 as our worst case. So it's kind of close. You would let me know if you guys would buy that. I'm gonna find another better item just for the sake of the video here. Let's see, those we need to get for 70. Let me see, maybe some Crocs. We can check those out. Let's check. This seems interesting. Seems pretty overpriced for what it is. I always like looking for like 2-packs and that kind of stuff. Those tend to be more listings that are sold by arbitrage sellers, like people like you and I just kind of looking at websites, that kind of thing. Let's see. So we need to get these for 29 bucks. Is that them right there? The gray and lime punch. Let's check Capital One Shopping. That's basically a free coupon Chrome extension. We might be able to get kind of 20% off if we can add it to cart in the right way. So you can basically get 20% off or $20 off a $100 order potentially. I don't think that's going to be enough though, because that was 40. Even if we do get it perfect on the math there, yeah, not going to be quite good enough. 18% ROI. Let's see. Gut support, something like that. Seems like 72 bucks is kind of the going rate for these. Let's see. What size is this? 16 ounces from IRB. It's out of stock right now. Anytime you see out of stock, that does tell me that there's probably some potential there. And I also see how the price is kind of going crazy there compared to something like this, like a more flat price line. Anytime the price line's going a little bit kind of hopping all over the place like it is there, that tells me it's probably a little bit arbitrage friendly. Just kind of like one of those things I like to look out for. This could be interesting though. Let's see. So these are 11 bucks. Let's see. Do we have fragrance free? I think so. Yeah, fragrance free. You can see it right there on the bottle. Let's see. And we also have 2 coupons here. So let's see if these stack. That's another big thing. A lot of websites, if they have multiple coupons showing, you can actually use both of them. It does, right? So yeah, when I add it to my cart there, I can see that these are actually 70 bucks for 10, which could make these good. And we didn't even talk about this. We can get some nice cash back through Rakuten. You saw that pop up showing up at 10% there. What happened there? Did my coupon go away? Oh, it just wanted me to punch it in again. Okay, cool. So yeah, we can get these for 7. You can also get cash back, which is another kind of margin booster that we didn't really even talk about too much. But yeah, we can get 2 of these bottles for 14 bucks for those coupons. Plus we can get a little bit of cash back there. I don't usually like to bake that in like I do with discounted gift cards here. I don't think there's Vitacost discounted gift cards, but we can maybe get a little bit extra bonus money. I like to say cash back feeds the soul a little bit, right? Kind of use that as personal money, use it however you want. But the reason I don't like to include it in my margin is because it doesn't always pay out. So in this case, we don't even need it to make some profit. So 14 bucks right there. And like I was saying, this is including a little bit of extra sales tax, shipping to Amazon, all that good stuff. So this is actually our true profit here, which is going to be just under $5 a unit. And this actually sells pretty well. It's a 9K bestsellers rank, over 200 times a month in terms of sales. So you can probably test order probably 20 or 30 of these. So really buying 60 bottles of this. And that's, right there, that's going to give you, 100 to 150 bucks in profit just as a nice test order there, right? So once you have lots of these profitable items, the next step is you just want to go ahead and use Boxem to ship these products off to Amazon. It basically makes it way simpler to do the Amazon FBA shipping process. Once those items arrive at Amazon, they'll start checking it in, and as customers buy it, they'll ship directly to the customers for you. And with Boxem, you actually have to use a software like Boxem to get things like 2D barcodes. These are basically extra barcodes that show up on a shipping label that you're sending off to Amazon. And then this barcode down here at the bottom helps Amazon reps kind of see what's in the box a little bit easier. And for my business, it helps me make sales a couple days faster on average. So my money moves faster. I'm able to beat competition to the listing. So basically a higher margin seller using Boxem there. And then there's also a really cool recent addition to Boxem where as you're shipping all your shipments out, you can now see 3 different possible destinations that you can ship to. So in this case, I like to use Walter White's house as my example address that I ship out of. So in this case, it let me ship to New Mexico warehouse and pay higher placement fees. So when it comes to selling on Amazon, you can basically pay Amazon to choose less destinations that you want to ship to in terms of different fulfillment centers, or ship to closer fulfillment centers is typically how it works, right? So in this case, I can see all 3 different options. Sometimes the closer destination, I pay higher fees, is cheaper. Sometimes the further destination, so in this case, like Florida, can be pretty far for New Mexico, where the shipping was the most, but the placement fees were the lowest, right? You can see it evened out to be basically very similar to that middle option there. So definitely something you want to take advantage of. After you actually buy all these items, make sure you're shipping to Amazon using Boxem, and you can get a 2-week free trial of Boxem down below to check this out. But hopefully it was super useful just to dive into a couple examples together, see what we can find in terms of profitable items here together. Let me know if you have any questions down below in the comment section. Always super happy to chat with you guys. If you want to help me at my goal of having 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. That's a free way to help me out. And then there's also tons more free resources for you to learn how to sell on Amazon down below in the description as well. But I really appreciate you guys watching this video, and I will see you next time.